Speaking of fitness people, what's your beef with Greg? Or do you or he just has beef with you?
He
Because he
just
likes to talk about you.
Yeah, well, Greg likes to talk about anyone who has a little bit of clout going for them or is in like the mainstream, I guess. At the time, like you did the same thing with Togi. So it's just I'm like an
Yeah, I
up and
see the
coming.
comments here, the new togi for Greg.
Yeah. I think well, me and Togi might have a good amount of similarities. It's maybe slightly different intent.
Man, y'all need to listen to the audacity of this kid. We got Clavicular on a podcast, and he is firing shots at Coach Greg.
But yeah, so no, Greg, he makes a lot of these videos, calling me out for doing roids, and then he'll push his like fucking Copelements of like Turkesterone and all this bullshit. When it doesn't work, it's like, what did you actually do, Greg? Like he's on steroids himself, and he's swaying people away from them to take natural copes, and sell a cookbook, right? So it's like the most obvious, like just grift ever. It's a marketing tactic.
He says, Greg calls me out for roids, but then he pushes his cookbook. It's a grift. It's a scam. He attributes his success to the book, but it's really the gear. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a good point. Greg is or was on the sauce. But hold on. Clavicular, what do you sell?
Every other looks maxing coach is telling you to drink more water and do facial exercises. I'm willing to push you to do the methods that actually work. Steroids, pharmacology, extreme protocols. That's where I come in. I give you the complete system, fully comprehensive, tailored to your genetics, your situation, and your goals. No guessing what to do next, no trial and error, no wasted time.
I checked the website. You aren't selling food. You aren't selling a product. You are selling face audits and access to a school community. A face audit? Bro, you charge people $50 to look at a JPEG of their face and tell them they have negative canthal tilt. You are selling air.
So I'm not just like running around haphazardly telling people, oh yeah, just get on roids, right? So I'm saying, do the research, have a very comprehensive understanding, and then there's benefit that you could get out of them. That's like a very fair and like mild take to give.
Yeah.
But for when Greg, who literally uses steroids to attribute his success to a cookbook, like what are we talking about here? This is just an obvious, it's a scam.
At least with Greg's cookbook, I get French toast. I get a sandwich. I get something I can chew on. Oh, join my school community to learn how to bone smash. Bro, you are selling PDF files on how to hit yourself with a hammer. Greg is selling recipes on how to not be fat. Who is the real scammer here? I'm sorry, Playboy, but the cookbook wins this round. You can't call the French toast man a grifter when you are running a digital cult for insecure teenagers.
The cookbook is probably one of the better things that he sells. Well, I'm talking about like the not, I don't call them supplements, Copelements. So all of that kind of garbage, like over the counter nonsense. I would say, funneling people to that instead of like what you actually did as a creator, just I don't know. It seems a little
I see what
disingenuous.
you're saying, for sure.
Yeah.
He refuses to call Greg's products supplements. He calls them Copelements. He's saying, Greg, your pills don't supplement anything. They don't do nothing. They're just cope. They're just nice to have on the shelf. He called Turkesterone over-the-counter nonsense. Greg is going to lose his mind when he hears this. His voice is going to be so high-pitched as his camera lens going to crack. Clavicular's like, bro, I inject pig brains and research chemicals. You are selling flower petals from Uzbekistan.
I don't know too much about the modern fitness space. I think it's I'm really disappointed in like the direction it's taken. It's kind of like a fall from grace, I would say. Like the stuff that you used to put out, like Rich, like in the 5% stuff, like that's what I liked. I don't really think that anyone gives too much about the gym anymore. It's kind of just like a hangout spot. It's like a thing for girls. And that's never really what I liked to see growing up.
Then Clavicular gets nostalgic. He says, the gym is just a hangout spot now. It's like a thing for girls. I miss the Rich Piana 5% era. Now, let's keep it real. He ain't lying. Walk into a commercial gym right now. What do you see? Tripods, ring lights, matching Gymshark sets, dudes doing TikTok dances on the treadmill. It used to be a dungeon. It used to smell like rust, sweat, and balls. Now it smells like soy and setting spray. Clavicular is right. The gym got soft. But here is the problem. Clavicular, you are the leader of the pretty boys. You are the guy telling men to get facial surgery, dye their eyebrows, and wear makeup to the club. You are part of the reason the gym is soft. You are complaining about girls in the gym while you're checking your canthal tilt in the squat rack. He misses Rich Piana. Rich Piana was a monster. He was 300 pounds of mutant muscle. Rich Piana didn't care about his mid-face ratio. He didn't care about sebaceous glands. Clavicular wants the hardcore vibe, but he wants it with a skincare routine. He wants to be a mutant, but he's trapped in the body of a Zoomer model. Clavicular is fighting a war against his own reflection. He hates the soft era, but he's the prettiest one in it.
People will work out for maybe 6 months, have like a little bit of muscle that's able to be kind of frauded in like downlighting and start a fitness page. Whereas back in the day, to actually have a little bit of clout, like, you know, Jeff's side, like you, Rich, like you have to be like you have to have your accolades in check and like actually be like a serious person who's worked out for years for the community to actually like respect you.
Yeah.
Whereas now anyone is starting a fucking Instagram page and doing, you know, fitness coaching, literally 3 months into training.
I wonder if the look maxing gets there where like anyone just starts doing the look maxing coaching, because that's something you sell, right?
Yeah. So that's something that I've recently done. Yeah. That's something that I've recently done. That's something that I've recently done.
So, what is the final verdict on this beef? We got Coach Greg versus Clavicular. Greg represents the hustle. Does he scream like a car alarm? Yes, but he's rich and his liver isn't failing. Clavicular represents the crash out. He represents the do or die. He wants to inject the science, break his face, and starve himself to look like an anime character. He quotes Rich Piana, whatever it takes. Bro, Rich Piana is dead. He died at 46. Whatever it takes sounds cool in a YouTube intro, but in real life, it means a heart attack before you can cash your pension check. Clavicular is following the blueprint of a dead man, while Greg is following the blueprint of P.T. Barnum. I gotta side with the coach on this one. I'd rather eat overpriced bread and get yelled at by a Canadian than inject experimental fluids and worry about my sebaceous plans. Greg is selling you a lifestyle. Clavicular is selling you a medical condition. So, pick your poison. Option A, scream and eat. Option B, starve and tweak. I'm out. I'm gonna go make a sandwich, and I ain't rubbing the meat first.